FA Cup glory wasn't enough for the Liverpool faithful last episode, as despite an unbelievable run of form at the end of the season, Premier League glory was snatched away from us on goal difference, and with Mo Salah finally departing the club and a big turnaround needed at Liverpool, it's time to get down to work. Before we get down to business though, I think it's time for a quick review of the squad to see where we need to improve ahead of the new season. Obviously I've got two of the best goalkeepers in the world between the sticks and no improvements are needed there. Melvin Bard has been a good deputy for Andy Robertson last season, but with the now 32-year-old having broken his toe and struggling a little bit for form at the back end of the season, question marks are hovering over his head this season. I think defensively I'm okay. Tamori and Kanate forming a good partnership at the back. The likes of Kwanzaa and Murillo are able deputies as well. Plus I think on the right hand side with my captain Trent Alexander-Arnold being one of the best players in the team and having an able deputy in Connor Bradley, I'm pretty suited on the right hand side as well. With me switching to just two central midfielders and the arrival of James Ward-Prowse, I've got to be honest, I'm not convinced about the future of Adam Wharton at the football club, with him not really being able to establish himself in the starting 11, especially since the unlikely arrival of this man who has been at the absolute heartbeat of my midfield. Dominic Szoboszlai has that something special, and yes, he has been displaced from the starting 11 at 84 rated. He's certainly not someone I want to lose. And Alexis McAllister is absolutely world class. The midfield general has been a revelation here in the centre of the park. And whilst we've got young players, the likes of Curtis Jones, Ryan Gravenberch and Harvey Elliott, all of whom really are yet to establish themselves properly in my starting 11, I kind of feel like whilst I do want to keep hold of maybe one or two, there might be a wild card that I consider getting rid of. Luis Diaz has got a decent rating, but his overall stats haven't really reflected that. Just 4 goals and 4 assists in 30 appearances, and at 29 years of age is now the time to cash in on the Colombian. And could the same be said for the 25-year-old Englishman Anthony Gordon, really not being able to establish himself here in the Liverpool squad ever since joining from Newcastle. The weight of expectation is proving too much on his shoulders, and now with him breaking his toe and out for 2 months, it was a really sorry end to the season. And with Mo Salah's contract obviously expiring at the end of the season and the Egyptian leaving on a free, plus the likes of Federico Chiesa really not delivering, just like Luis Diaz, in spite of his high rating, it looks like the wide areas are an area that I really need to improve on ahead of Season 3. However, with me having the likes of Cody Gakpo, Darwin Nunez, Diogo Jota and Victor Boniface all getting into double figures in all competitions, I actually think up front I'm fairly well stocked heading into the new season. And so the exodus begins. Yes, that's right. He's a man who's come through the system here at Liverpool, but he just hasn't quite cut it on this career mode. So the first departure of the brand new start of Season 3 is going to be this man, Harvey Elliott, as he departs for £22.7 million. He's a good player in real life, but just like Harvey Elliott, he hasn't quite cut the mustard here on this career mode. And now with the Colombian being 29 years of age, and with me looking to try and trim down the squad, I was happy to let him depart to Spurs for £36 million. Federico Chiesa's been fairly hit and miss since joining from Juventus, and now it's pretty much a miss because he's going to be also heading out the door to be the third man to depart Anfield here at the beginning of Season 3, as we've managed to agree an eye-watering £58.4 million with West Ham. Adam Wharton was my very first signing on this career mode, but he's flattered to deceive since joining the club, and with a plus 30-year-old James Ward-Prowse displacing him in the starting 11 and him not really having any real hope of getting back in, it's departure number 4 to Italy once again for £26 million. And finally, it is a clean sweep. It is out with the old and in with the new. Andy Robertson, who picked up an injury at the back end of last season, his form has faltered over the course of the last 6 months, and with him now being 32 years of age, I think it is right for me to try and secure a decent deal for the Scotsman and let him depart Anfield with his head held high. It's a good deal all round as he stays in the Premier League and we get £37 million from Arsenal. 5 big departures have given us a whopping £330 million to spend. And now with some areas of the squad needing to be improved, especially at left back and of course in both wide attacking areas, it is finally time to get down to some trogs for business. And we are starting off with a man who, after failing to get into the Real Madrid team about 5 years ago, has finally established himself as an absolute world beater in La Liga with Real Sociedad, and now he's a young man who's ready to take his career to the next level, join one of the biggest teams in the world and announce himself on the English stage. That is right, it is time to welcome our very first signing of Season 3. He's a Japan international, someone who now, entering his prime years, is ready to take on the Premier League as Takefusa Kubo joins Liverpool Football Club for a fee of £69.7 million. And as for the other side of midfield, it's now time to turn our attention to one of the best young wingers in the world. He's known for his speed, his work rate, his dribbling and his finishing, and just like Takefusa Kubo having lit up this time the French league, is yet again another young player who is ready to make the next next step in his development and test the waters in the Premier League, because that is right, it is time to welcome signing number 2, the young Frenchman Bradley Barcola, who will be joining Liverpool Football Club from PSG for a fee of £49 million. 2 absolute game-changing statement signings to kick off Season 3. Firstly, let's start with Takefusa Kubo. At 85 rated, he can play on the right and up front. He's got all the attributes and all the stats to be an absolute world-class icon here at Liverpool, and hopefully he will be an able replacement for Mo Salah. And as for Bradley Barcola, at 23 years of age and 6'1", he's got pace and power to burn exactly what we need on the left-hand side of midfield, and hopefully he can kickstart his Liverpool career immediately. For me though, there's one more area of the team that we need to improve. With the departure of Andy Robertson, leaving this man Melvin Pard as the only recognised left-back at the club, it's time for me to go back to my shortlist and try and see if I can find the next option. My number 1 priority would have been this man Nuno Mendes, but unfortunately our arch-rivals Manchester United have snapped up his services, as have Spurs snapped up the services of this man Alejandro Balde, which means our third and final signing of this career mode is going to come in the form of a man who's got Premier League experience, having moved from Real Madrid to Girona in real life and now to Brighton on this career mode. He is ready once again to take the next step in his career and join one of the biggest clubs in English football. That's right, it's time to welcome Miguel Gutierrez for £48 million. That is right, at 24 years of age, he's a long-term replacement for Andy Robertson, and he's a significant step up from the Frenchman Melvin Baird. And with our very first game of the season up next, back at Anfield to kick things off here at Season 3, it's going to be a titanic clash against the West London club Chelsea to kick things off. And it is going to be an opportunity for all 3 of those new signings to get their debuts here in front of the home crowd, because that's right, Gutierrez starts at left back, Barcola and Cuba will start behind Cody Gakpo and Victor Boniface up front. Here we go then, a big moment under the lights for all 3 new signings. It's the beginning of a new dawn here at Liverpool. Out with the old, in with the new. Let's see if we can go one step further here in the Season 3. But it's Nicholas Jackson who picks it up for Chelsea and tries to float a ball out to Enzo Fernandez right on the edge of the box here. Enzo Fernandez loses it though, and it's well picked up though by Trent. Alexis McAllister now to try and streak clear, looking for the ball to Kubo. Well intercepted. Cape for Chelsea. Down the line into Mudryk. Has he stayed on side? He has stayed on side. It's over to Nicholas Jackson. It's lovely. Chelsea have got the rebound, and it falls to Cole Palmer. And it's ice cold once again from Cole Palmer, because Chelsea inside the opening 10 to 15 minutes have taken an unlikely lead. Poor defending, slack defending, and we just fell asleep. Lovely little deft touch there from Nicholas Jackson, who just played it into the path of Cole Palmer, and I thought Alisson had done enough, but frustratingly from the Brazilian, it fell straight back into the path of Cole Palmer. I'm frustrated. The rest of the team are frustrated. 1-0 Chelsea. Well, that is certainly not the start we would have wanted to kick off this new era here at Liverpool. Now I've got to look to try and see if I can turn to my new signings to show the inspiration and the character that they so desperately need if they want to be successful here at Liverpool Football Club. Alexis McAllister, though, plays it into Kubo, who's offside. Enzo Fernandez. To Mudryk on the left-hand side. Lovely ball down that left-hand flank into Nicholas Jackson, who's leading the line really well so far for Chelsea. He gets the better of Alexis McAllister, plays it into Mudryk. Mudryk into the box though. Mudryk looking for options, finds an option of Nicholas Jackson. Lovely little touch once again. And it's just ballooned over the bar. Short pass. Oh, it's so poor. It's so poor from Kanate. It's off the post from Nicholas Jackson. Chelsea keep it alive. Alisson at the double save. My goodness, we are living life on the edge defensively. We've been so poor so far this game. Tomori with the challenge. And we get away with one once again. Well, goodness me, I spoke at the beginning of the episode about how I was comfortable with pretty much all of my defence, barring the departure of Andy Robertson. But my goodness, we're not exactly showing any sort of level of confidence so far here today, because we've been so poor from start to finish in the opening half an hour. As Alexis McAllister tries to thread a ball through into Kubo, once again it's well intercepted by Nkape. Caicedo for Chelsea, out to Cole Palmer. So far we've yet to open up Chelsea at all, yet to really carve out any chance whatsoever, let alone a clear-cut chance. It's been all Chelsea so far in the opening 32 minutes. Cole Palmer, though, down the left-hand side once again. A nice little flick into Nicholas Jackson, who loses it, though, to Kanate, wins the ball back, and then he gets the ball back off of James Ward-Prowse. It's bouncing around like a pinball. Mudryk almost got through there to Mori with a last-ditch challenge. Kubo, though, picks it up, skips past one challenge, plays it into Cody Gakpo, tries to play it through into Victor Boniface, loses it, though. The Chelsea defence holding a lot firmer than ours are so far. Cole Palmer loses out to James Ward-Prowse, gets it back from him, though, straight away. Really poor start from the Englishman so far in this game. He's lost the ball twice in key areas, and after a really good opening 6 months, he's struggling so far here in the opening 45. Mudryk, though, absolutely ghost past a couple of challenges as the strength to shrug off Trent goes into the box, finds Nick Nicholas Jackson. We've got to try and keep his back to goal. We don't. It's played across, and in the end, he drags it wide. Well, it's been a really poor start. I mean, I can't mince my words. There's nothing else that can be said. I don't even think our new signing, Bradley Barcola, has even had a touch on the ball. I actually think this is going to be his first of the entire game, and he's gone and lost it straight away at the beginning of the second half, and that is just a reflection of just how poorly we've played so far. They've got it once again out to Reece James on the right-hand side. Cole Palmer goes into the box though for Fikayo Tomori. The former Chelsea man does his best to try and hold him up. Reece James plays it back. It's a lovely ball back into the path of Cole Palmer, who just drags it wide. Canate, Alexis McAllister. We're going to try and look to see if we can build from the back here and get some sort of momentum and some control into this game. But Kubo almost lost it to Reece James there. We really are playing with fire. It's been so poor from us so far. Thrown over the top by Alexis McAllister. Reece James wins it, but Cody Gakpo plays it back into the Argentinian. Cody Gakpo has it once again. Looking to thread the ball through into Victor Boniface. Good defending though from Chelsea. Cole Palmer lines it through into Nicholas Jackson. Reece James once again. It's Miguel Gutierrez who wins it back. But Chelsea get it back once again. Mudryk to bring it forward down the left-hand side. Unopposed so far. Goes past Trent, who's been really poor as well, just like the rest of my team. Thrown into the box. Nice header from Nicholas Jackson over the bar. Well, desperate times call for desperate measures, and after a shocking opening hour, James Ward-Prowse is off, Dominic Szoboszlai is on, and the Hungarian senses his opportunity to try and stake his claim back in the starting 11. Alexis McAllister, Kubo looking for the ball over to Victor Boniface. The big man wins it well, and now Cody Gakpo. The ball was on to Victor Boniface. A really sloppy touch, and it's another chance that's gone begging. Cape, nice ball out to Mudryk. Mudryk going one-on-one with Canate. He's got the beating of him for pace. The Frenchman trying to hold him up though. Does a decent enough job. Gets the ball back, and now Trent can try and be the man to bring this one away. Out to that man, Dominic Szoboszlai. Looking to play the ball through into Kubo. Nice little one-touch pass into Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo's waiting. He's waiting for Victor Boniface. He finds the big man, and that is our first real chance of the game that we can't take advantage of. Barcola, though, wins the ball back. The Frenchman tries to go it alone. Into the box he goes. Shapes up to strike on his right. Forces the goalkeeper into a save. This is better. Victor Boniface wins it back, though. Plays it into Kubo. Kubo across the box, looking for Barcola once again. He heads it down, looking for the volley, but it's headed clear by the Chelsea defence. Out to Alexis McAllister. That's a poor pass. Nicholas Jackson turns around the challenge of Fikayo Tomori. Canate comes across this to double Chelsea's lead. Oh my goodness, it was laid on a plate for Mudryk, and Alisson, with a wonderful save, got down low and somehow managed to keep the scores at 1-1. It's thrown into the box. Trent hits it away. We're deep in the stoppage time here. We do not look likely to score, but Trent has won the ball back in a good area, and now he can try and see if he can release Alexis McAllister, but he's hacked down. The counter-attack is snuffed out, and is that the last chance of the game? It's thrown out to Kubo on the left-hand side. He plays it central. The referee calls time, though. Disappointing debuts and a disappointing performance all round from Liverpool. Not the start of the season we wanted. Chelsea beat us at Anfield 1-0. And to top it all off, it's another broken toe, this time for Trent Alexander-Arnold, my captain, my inspiration, the leading man, the highest rated player in the entire team, is now out for 3 months. Well, it's an absolutely disastrous way to start Season 3, but now we've got the opportunity to rectify ourselves, because against Alexis McAllister and the new boy Miguel Gutierrez's former club, we're going to be heading to the Amex Stadium to face off against Brighton in our second game of the episode. And it's 2 changes from the team that lost against Chelsea. Of course, Conor Bradley comes in at the back, but the other big change is Dominic Szoboszlai comes in the centre after James Ward-Prowse failed to deliver in the opening game. I'm hoping for a much better performance here away from home. We go into this game as surefire favourites. We've got to do a better job than we did against Chelsea, as Barcola picks it up on the left-hand side, drifts in field for that man Alexis McAllister, the man of the moment and the man who I'm sure will be eager to put in a great performance against his former club. He's just trying to see if Barcola can keep himself onside. The Frenchman has, and the Frenchman tries to lift it in to Victor Boniface. The big man can't win the ball, but Alexis McAllister does. Plays it back into Cody Gakpo, shifts it onto his right, tries to line it up, blocked. Better start though from Liverpool as Conor Bradley wins the ball back, and now it's another former Brighton man in Miguel Gutierrez who brings it out to the left hand side. Barcola already, I feel like, has had more touches in this game than he did in the entire Chelsea game. Plays it into Victor Boniface. Victor Boniface goes into the box. I was looking to try and play the ball into Cody Gakpo. That was my mistake. Brighton though have it on the counter attack, and it's Minter, lovely ball into Højlund into the box, the former Manchester United man. I'm sure how much he'd love to score against their arch rivals. Plays it in the box. In the end, Alisson, though, is equal to it. Brighton, though, doing a really good job of getting themselves back into this game. Sarmiento strikes from distance over the bar. Gutierrez, short into Dominic Szoboszlai. Nice little touch to get away from the challenge of the defender. Barcola, lovely little touch and turn away as well. Into the feet of Victor Boniface. And the big man now can try and see if he can streak away from the challenge of the defenders. Plays it into Cody Gakpo. Tries to get it onto his right. He does! Looking to try and curl it round the goalkeeper. Instead, curled it wide. Højlund, out to Minter once again on the right-hand side. Neither of these two teams able to unlock each other's defences here in the opening 30 minutes. Minter, though, tries to shift it on his left. He was looking for an option in the box, couldn't find one, had to go all the way back to the centre of the park. Matt O'Reilly now picks it up, plays it back into that man Minter, who's come central. That's a lovely ball into Hoyland, who's just straight offside. Really good passage of play from Brighton there. I thought they'd unlocked my defence, but frustratingly for them, they weren't able to. Cody Gakpo trying to win the ball back from Igor, but it was a good piece of defending from the big man at the back, and Brighton have it once again. And now suddenly this game is really starting to get stretched. End-to-end stuff here. Neither team really able to take control so far. Szoboszlai picks it up, plays it into Barcola, who's certainly been a lot more influential and a lot more involved in this game. But Victor Boniface strays offside on a Bradley. Into Victor Boniface, who's come short. Gutierrez out to Barcola on the left-hand side. The Frenchman twisting, weaving, trying to get away. Gets a little bit fortunate with that bounce, and a second bounce as well. And now manages to drive his way into the box here, waiting for the cutback, looking for the cutback across to Victor Boniface. The box was just too crowded, though. Here we go then, the second half begins. Neither team able to unlock each other's stubborn defences. It's not without trying, though. Both teams have had opportunities, but it's been pretty blunt up front. Let's see if that can change here in the second 45. As Nkunku plays it into Hoyland, that's a lovely ball, and my defence has been completely split open, and the former Manchester United man showing why he couldn't quite cut it at the top level, absolutely powering down the centre when he had options to go left or right. It's a big wasted opportunity for Brighton there. Alexis McAllister sprays it out to Kubo, who's been just as quiet as Barcola was against Chelsea. Kubo, though, looks to play it forward, does play it forward into Cody Gakpo, looking for his first assist in a Liverpool shirt. Cody Gakpo finds the back of the net. The Dutchman has lift off here. It's our first goal of the season. It's his first goal of the season, and Kubo will be absolutely delighted. Pretty much his first touch of the game, lays it on a plate for Cody Gakpo, who fires it into the back of the net. 1-0. Szoboszlai wins the ball well in the centre of the park, and now he's got options in front of him if he can find one in Kubo, who manages to get there ahead of the defender, and now plays it into Cody Gakpo, and it's alive here and well with Liverpool into Victor Boniface. It's 2, and within the space of about a couple of minutes, Liverpool have completely turned this game on its head. Another brilliant piece of pressing. Kubo involved yet again, won the ball back, played it to Cody Gakpo, across to his striking partner. It's 2-0 Liverpool. Christopher Nkunku, a former Chelsea man now plying his trade at Brighton, gives it to Weaver, the central midfielder, looking for space, and finds a wonderful ball out to Veltman on the right hand side unmarked. He cuts it back into Minter. Minter tries to put it on his left, but the former Brighton man Gutierrez is showing just how defensively resolute he can be with a lovely challenge. Simmer for Brighton. Goes past Alexis McAllister, goes past Dominic Szoboszlai. Christopher Nkunku now looking to go past Konate, instead fires it into the box. Oh, it's just hit the side netting from Hoyland. Well, Brighton still showing, in spite of them being 2-0 down, looking down and out. They're not quite down and out yet. They've still got life in the old dog, and they've still got about 15 minutes to try and see if they can find a route back into this game. But at the moment, it's Cody Gakpo who's going to look to try and see if he can put an end to it, as Victor Boniface has it in the box. And Victor Boniface is the man who does put an end to it, because it's a wonderful finish from the big man, and it's 3-0 Liverpool. Tamori. Alexis McAllister round the corner into Connor Bradley. Once again, Liverpool now really starting to turn their engines, really starting to purr. And Kubo once again into Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo into Victor Boniface, off the bar. Well, it was a much better performance than the one we started off the season with, of that there can be no doubt. Liverpool finally getting back to winning ways with a wonderful performance, especially in the second half, as we take a 3-0 victory, our first of the season. One win from 2 games is probably not the way we wanted to start, but it feels like a much better way to end what has been an absolutely electric episode. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time.